Inspirational Creatives, episode 192. Welcome to Inspirational Creatives. I'm your host, Rob Lawrence. Join me every Friday as I chat with successful artists, producers, and creative entrepreneurs who share powerful stories and strategies. They can help you to create the life that you want. Listen each week as these inspirational creatives show you how to take your creativity to the next level. You'll learn how to create a sustainable business that inspires others and gives you the financial freedom and lifestyle that you want. Thanks for listening. Make sure you sign up at inspirationalcreatives.com to get free exclusive bonus material. And now, on with the show. Rob here, and welcome to another short action episode of Inspirational Creatives. If you're new to Inspirational Creatives, these short action episodes, which appear every Wednesday, are designed to help you to take some life-changing action towards living the life that you want. In the last episode 191, I spoke to intuitive life strategist Lorraine Whyte. In that episode, Lorraine shared with me how she helps others to live more authentically by helping them to reconnect with who they truly are. The process of becoming who we truly are often involves change. Of course, change and finding the courage to change means that we need to dare to be different. So in this short action episode, I want to share with you what Lorraine had to say about developing this courage and the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people towards living a life that feels authentic to you. So when I was chatting with Lorraine in episode 191, I was curious to learn more about why and how we lose touch with who we truly are in our lives today. Here's what Lorraine had to say.
I believe that it's important that we follow our soul, follow our heart, as it were, because if we don't, we're just going to regret what we haven't done. There's a quote, in the end, we only regret the chances that we didn't take. And it's so true, because regret is like, it kills you. It kills your self-esteem, kills your spirit. And so I think that if you don't follow your heart, you don't follow your soul, then you're just going to be very frustrated.
According to Lorraine, at the very least, the cost of not reconnecting to our true selves, finding our real desires and happiness, is frustration. In episode 191, I asked Lorraine why she believed many creative people lose touch with who they truly are. Here's what she had to say.
We're in a world where if you're not following everyone else, then you are seen as an outcast. And a lot of people don't really want to be seen as that, or to feel that they don't belong, to feel that they really haven't got any kind of support, because that's another thing as well. People won't step out of the ordinary because they feel that they're not supported.
People want to feel like they belong. When it comes to doing something different with their lives, many people are fearful or uncertain of how other people, particularly those close to them, are going to respond towards them if they change.
And also, I think people have fears. There's a lot of fears of what others think, but also of uncertainty as well, and not feeling that, not knowing that if they step out, what that's going to mean for them, which is a big thing.
Embracing change and daring to be different creates uncertainty. Many creative people fear uncertainty as it can be stressful. As a consequence, they remain stuck. In episode 191, I asked Lorraine if this was a case of folks being too frightened to ask for help because of a fear of being unsupported. Lorraine agreed and shared with me some of her own story to illustrate.
If I kind of use my journey as an example, so it's like I stepped out, I did my own business, and then I went into this kind of work. But many people around me may have thought that I was crazy. It's like you've had this corporate job, you've had this success. Why are you now stepping out to be some kind of life strategist or whatever it is that you call yourself now? It's crazy type thing. And because you feel that other people are calling you crazy, etc., you think, oh, well, everyone else is going to think like that. But it's not until you actually start exploring, as I had to do, what I wanted to do when I started to find support and other people who are doing the same thing. But it's daring to be different, but also daring to open up that Pandora's box, if you like, to go and explore.
When Lorraine began to explore new possibilities, she was able to find and connect with people who supported her new aims and ideas. At first, those who already existed in Lorraine's life thought she was crazy changing her life's direction. Yet she realised that this was an inevitable outcome of daring to be different towards living a life that felt more authentic to her. In episode 191, I asked Lorraine what she felt was the most challenging time for her going through such a deep personal transformation? Here's what she had to say.
It's not really having anyone around who understood what I was going through, because it's a transition. So you're literally moving from one phase of your life to the other. And you're not going to necessarily have people around you who get you.
Lorraine highlighted that during this time, it could feel quite lonely to her, as there weren't as many people around her who got her and her new life direction. Lorraine shared with me what was the most challenging aspect of that and how she coped during this time.
I suppose trying to get used to my own company, because that's what I'd never kind of experienced that before. I'd always been with somebody or had friends but that period was the most empowering, because I got to know myself. And it's like when you've got no choice but to be with yourself, you have to get to know yourself and get to like yourself, get to accept yourself. And then that's what brings you to the next phase.
When Lorraine made a commitment to herself to embrace the change necessary for her to turn her life around, Lorraine had no choice but to get to know herself better. Left without a choice, Lorraine found that hidden within this period of not having people around to support her was an opportunity to discover herself. Lorraine was able to get to know herself, get to like herself, and to become to accept herself, which she believed was the necessary groundwork to take her through to the next phase. And for Lorraine, it was this.
It all came back to, what did I enjoy doing? What was it that inspired me? What was it that made me happy?
Once Lorraine dared to be different, she was able to find out what it was in her life that made her truly happy. Lorraine explains.
So it's freedom. It's true creative freedom is what it's given me.
By daring to be different, Lorraine was able to find her own true creative freedom. But it wasn't easy, as Lorraine realised that the cost of finding out who she truly was involved redefining the relationships she already had, as well as establishing new ones that supported her.
I've had to decide to love from a distance. I've chosen to be who I am and just love from a distance.
Lorraine has learned to love from a distance. In order to evolve herself, Lorraine realised she needed to surround herself with new supportive people, which meant redefining existing relationships in her life.
It's kind of protecting myself, I suppose, because it's like I found that being in that environment for too long, it really brings you down.
These could have been people who were less supportive of who she was becoming.
And so I've had to really monitor that and become aware of, okay, so when I'm around certain people, how do I feel type thing, just manage that. So I'm not saying to completely cut them off, but just really love from a distance.
But rather than cutting those folks off and letting them go, Lorraine learned to love from a distance, which sometimes meant less time with certain people, but also managing all of her relationships in a way that positively served her. So to summarise this short action episode then, Lorraine has taught me that to find the creative life that we all desire means that we have to dare to be different. And this involves change. Committing ourselves to this process can mean that we have to reevaluate our relationships with people while seeking the courage we need to deal with the inevitable uncertainty that comes with exploration and discovery. During this journey, there will be people who will both positively and negatively serve us. We may have to manage those relationships. There may also be extended times of loneliness as we try to figure out who we are. In such times, we can get to know ourselves better and what we truly desire at a deeper level. Before we wrap up with some closing thoughts and questions, in episode 191, I asked Lorraine what ideas and suggestions she would give to her younger self. Here's what she had to say.
I would always say, believe in yourself. That is what I would have said to my younger self. Believe in yourself and trust your intuition, because it's always right. That's what I would have, definitely said.
To reflect on what we've covered with Lorraine today then, in the first instance, you could ask yourself, what is it that truly inspires you? What is it that deep down resonates with you and truly lights you up? What aspects of yourself are you hiding? What would it take for you to dare to be different, to live a truly authentic life today? Second, who do you need to align yourself with? What type of people do you need in your life right now to support your big vision so that you can create more of whatever it is that inspires you? Third and finally, where can you find those people? How can you start connecting with them right now? If you need further ideas and inspiration with finding those people, I recommend that you take a listen to Charlie Gilkey's wisdom in episode 26. I hope today's short action episode has inspired you to dare to be different. Good luck taking action today. Don't forget to check out everything Lorraine had to say on inspirationalcreatives.com and look for episode 191. Don't forget to also check out Lorraine's website, www.lifestrategist.co.uk. Let me know how today's wisdom and ideas inspire you by dropping me a line on Twitter @RobIsListening or an email at rob@inspirationalcreatives.com, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for listening. Nothing beats the stories and advice of an expert to help you raise your creative game. I would love to know what you thought about today's episode, so don't forget to subscribe in iTunes, where you can rate and review the show. If you like this episode, I invite you to share it on Facebook or Twitter with the one person you know who will benefit from the wisdom shared here today. You can find the show notes on inspirationalcreatives.com/podcast. If you have a burning question or a great idea for a guest, head on over to inspirationalcreatives.com/contact, where you can connect with me there.